Smells wonderful.
Hi, Mom.
I have been starving ever since you started that sauce.
Try this.
Saffron?
Nah, my secret.
Well, it's delicious as always. I know it's selfish, but I am so glad you decided to take that celebrity chef spot at the resort. I just love that I get to keep you guys around for an extra couple of weeks.
Well, just an excuse so that Luke and I can spend more time with you and Dad.
Speaking of which, where is my grandson?
Out in the vineyard with Dad, determined to be the next great vintner.
Okay, let's just hope that the winery is still in the family by the time Luke grows up.
Mom, I told you, if you need money...
Andrew, you are a dear heart, but you can only keep bailing out a sinking ship for so long before it actually sinks. And I won't have you go down with us.
Mom,
Could you please hand me the corkscrew?
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. Right, if you could all take your seats. Johnny is going to be with us in just a moment, so we can get started.
Good. Good, Milton. I'm anxious to meet your new financial officer. From what I hear, he is quite a hard charger.
I think you will find Johnny very impressive.
Hello, everyone. You must be Thomas Jenkins. I recognize you from last month's issue of Forbes. Great article on your banking firm.
Thank you.
Johnny Prentice.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Johnny.
Well, we have a lot of ground to cover to get this expansion rolling, so if you don't mind, Milton.
Your show.
Here at Stafford, we're poised to venture into this uncharted territory. With boldness and precision, we can and will dominate this new frontier. No other company has the know-how or resources to do what we intend to do. Now, if you skip ahead.
Come on, Grandpa! Luke, don't go so fast. You're gonna kill your old grandfather.
Dad, promises I'm doing great.
You certainly are becoming quite the vintner. Grandpa must be proud.
In more ways than one. He may be a vintner and champion track star. This kid runs faster than a rabbit.
I bet I could catch a rabbit.
All right, champ, go get washed up for dinner.
That's one smart little fella.
Wine Gene must have skipped a generation.
Oh, come on. You could have been a master if you'd wanted to. You just didn't have a passion for it. I only hope we're still in the wine business when Luke comes into his own.
Ah, not you too, Dad. Come on, we'll figure something out.
Hey, guys. Are you gonna drive to LA after dinner to check on the restaurant? I mean, after all, it is New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I was, but Stephanie said she's got everything under control.
I like Stephanie. You know, she's a very smart woman. And pretty, too, I think. Why isn't she up here helping you at the corporate retreat?
Mom, she just manages my restaurant. And she just got engaged.
Oh, that's too bad.
Mom.
Honey, I just want you to be happy. I just don't want you to be, you know, alone.
I'm not alone. I've got you two and Luke.
We're always here for you, son. But you need more in your life than work, a couple of aging parents, and a young one to keep you company.
Dad, I really appreciate you looking out for me. But I'm fine. Really. Now go get washed up for dinner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
Bring us a bottle of your best champagne. Actually, I'm glad I was able to finagle reservations. This place is booked months in advance, especially for New Year's Eve, you know?
It's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I hear the food here is some of the best in the city.
It's great.
Christopher.
The papers just came back on the motion I filed, and I've got to look it over before dinner.
We're at dinner.
On New Year's Eve.
Exactly.
Exactly. You're right. So let's talk about something else.
Did I tell you that I got invited to the Telecom conference in wine country next week?
Really? A toast, then, to my bigwig girlfriend, the financial wizard, and to
first New Year's Eve together. And I'm sorry I won't be seeing the midnight hour because I've got to go back to work.
Hi. Put on 15 more pounds. I love that my guys are all together.
A toast to a wonderful new year and the greatest family a man could want.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So, do I get to stay up to midnight?
Midnight? Are you kidding me?
A sweetheart, it's New Year's Eve.
It's New Year's Eve.
I know, but that's awfully late.
I promise. I'll get up real early to help with the tree, and I'll even do the dishes tonight.
All right, then. But at 12:01, you're marching straight off to bed, mister.
Deal.
I told you bribery works every time.
Feels strange ending New Year's Eve before the new year.
Sorry. Just I have to get this brief ready for court.
We're gonna have breakfast tomorrow morning.
I do. I'll call you.
Okay.
Are you able to move down there, Krishna?
Barely, Rich, just barely. Can you see me from up there?
Oh, get up there, I heard the city gave you some figures about attendance here tonight.
That's right. I'm speaking of 4 million people on.
Luke and your dad have a lot in common. They were both out by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we're an exciting bunch. Pajamas and hot chocolate on New Year's Eve.
Wouldn't the tabloids love to know that famous chef Andrew Browning spent tonight having dinner with his boring old parents?
Nah. You know I love spending time with you guys. Plus, it's great for Luke, too.
You should be out having fun on a night like tonight, you know? Slow dancing with a beautiful woman. Andy, Meredith would want you to be happy.
And I am.
I love you to pieces, honey, but you know better than to lie to your mother.
I love you, too, Mom. Another new year. Well, they go by so fast.
Faster and faster. So don't waste a precious moment of the time that you have.
I've got so many plans for Luke and me.
You know, they say if you don't believe that God has a sense of humor, make a lot of plans and see what happens.
Is that so?
Have a little faith that somebody up there knows what's best for you. Somebody besides your long-suffering mother. Well, I've had about as much fun as I can stand in one day, so I'm going to bed.
See you in the morning.
Good night, honey.
Happy New Year's, Mom.
Happy New Year.
George, could you run these on legal for me?
Johnny, I have those reports. Now give me the gossip about your date with Christopher.
Nothing to gossip about.
Oh, come on. Tell me all about it.
They're just great.
And the company?
What's wrong with the company? Are my numbers off?
I meant the dinner company, but just to get the business out of the way, since I know that's all you think about. You're completely right that a successful expansion would put Stafford in an entirely new bracket.
I'm sensing a but here.
No, not a but, an if. It will catapult us into a different set of clientele if we manage to pull this off. We'll be right up there with Deborah Miller's company.
Miss Corporate Barracuda? There's a power broker.
It will be a delicate balancing act.
Competition with Deborah Miller. We can do it.
Yeah, so long as we sign these investors. Of the money, we don't have a shot.
I'm not particularly worried about that. We sold the pitch to Jenkins.
Well, then we have nothing to worry about. Which leads me back to your personal life, where I worry very much. How was New Year's with Christopher?
It was fine, like it always is.
Meaning?
He had a brief to prepare. We cut the date short. We met for breakfast the next day, and then I came to the office to work alone.
How romantic.
What do you want me to tell you, Renee? Christopher's a nice guy. I enjoy his company.
Are you in love with him?
We have our careers.
Johnny, you are my best friend. And as far as career goes, you are always on the right path.
When I was a little girl, I always had this fantasy of a knight in shining armor swooping in and whisking me off my feet. That's a dream. I have a career to focus on now. Hello?
Johnny, I'd like to see you right away.
Heading right there, Milton.
All right, well, call me after you've talked to Thomas then, will you? Thanks.
Do we get it?
Jenkins called to say he needed more time before approving the financing we requested.
All right, well, I'll cancel my trip to the conference this weekend.
No, don't do that. A lot of the key players are going to be there. Who knows, you may find a new investment pool. I need you to be our eyes and ears.
You can count on me.
I know that. And Johnny, you're still allowed to take time to eat, see some of that amazing wine country scenery while you're out there, you know?
If I have the time.
Make time.
Right.
Afternoon, sir.
Andrew, you'll be back before the hors d'oeuvre reception?
Absolutely. Just gonna run in the vineyard, pick up the little guy.
Okay.
And thank you.
Your parents' wine is excellent. Our guests are going to love it.
See ya.
And Renee, I need you to be on call every minute of this weekend. Right, you're my second in command, and it falls to you to make sure everybody stays in line and keeps working.
Sure. Have fun at the conference.
It's a conference. I'm not here to have fun.
Oh, please. It's essentially a corporate retreat with a few seminars thrown in to justify the expense of massages and vineyard tours. Have fun.
All right, thanks.
We're going to do exactly like we did last time, okay? Hopefully, there'll be repeat offenders. And everything should go fine.
There are going to be some difficulties.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very odd transition for you.
Yes, I know. I just need to get the research.
Thomas
so-
Jenkins.
Well, Johnny, how nice to see you again. Do you know Deborah Miller?
No, you know, we've never actually met, but I do like to keep up on our competition in the telecom industry. I just finished reading your book, Miss Miller. I'm Johnny Prentice.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, it was very inspiring.
So, I had no idea that you planned on attending the conference.
Well, I could say the same thing about you.
True. Have you tried this California Oak Cabernet?
We've been sampling it. It's very, very good. You should try some.
Oh, it's exquisite. Didn't you say that this winery was one of those on our tour tomorrow?
Yes.
Yes, great.
Well, you know, we might actually bump into you tomorrow.
I hope so.
Would you, please excuse us? I've taken Thomas away from other guests long enough. It was nice meeting you.
It's nice to meet you, too.
Enjoy the party, Johnny.
Thank you, you too. Christopher, what are you doing here?
Surprising you?
That's an understatement. This is a work conference.
No, I called Renee.
You called Renee.
Yeah, well, I called Renee and I changed some appointments, and she said it was okay because others were bringing their spouses and significant others.
I guess it would be advantageous to have you here. People might be less guarded talking to you than to me. That's actually quite savvy.
Well, set me loose. I'm here to help you. And I was hoping later we could maybe have a conversation.
Ah, conversation. Of course. Let's go network.
Okay. Here.
Thank you.
I can't believe people came all the way out here just to see you. I mean, you're a good cook and all, but it's not like you're a football star or anything.
What, do I gotta throw a wicked pass to be famous in your eyes?
No, I'd rather you just be my dad.
Works for me.
Excuse me, do you have any idea what this is? Is it wine or some kind of a punch?
Cider, I think.
Oh.
But those are great.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they're really good. I'm Christopher Stanley.
Thomas Jenkins. Pleasure.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll see you around this weekend. Enjoy.
I'll leave some of the food for you.
Claire. Oh, how nice to see you. How are you?
Haven't we met before?
Christopher Stanley.
right. You were the attorney who represented the Goodwin brothers in the class action lawsuit last year. Very impressive work. I put together the financial package that kept them out of Chapter 11.
Yeah.
I'm Deborah Miller.
I remember. And speaking of impressive, the structured settlement plan you put together was genius.
Are you here representing a telecom company?
I am not. I am here with my girlfriend, Johnny Prentice.
I just met Johnny. She seems like a very lovely young woman.
She is. I've just been standing here eating the food. It's fantastic.
It is. It is. They brought in some top chef as a guest chef here.
Anyone I'd know?
Andrew Browning. I'm sure you've heard of him.
Of Brownings in Beverly Hills?
And the Fields in Las Vegas.
Yeah, the wait list is a year. I can't get a table.
I can introduce you later.
Well, I would appreciate that. That's fantastic.
No, he was just surprised to see me. He was talking to Deborah Miller. We all know her reputation for buying small companies and dismantling them for assets.
Hey, when you're done with that.
But you know what? I will keep you posted if I hear anything. I am so sorry.
It's all right.
Oh.
It's fine, really.
Here you go, sir.
I bet you're covered in wine.
It's okay. Well, at least it's a great vintage. Thank you.
Yeah, let me get your coat dry cleaned.
No, it's fine. I've got 100 of these things laying around.
Yeah, I'm deeply sorry. I'm Johnny Prentice.
I'm
Andrew Browning?
Oh, you know him? Wait, and you know her?
Yes.
Andrew, this is Christopher Stanley.
Hi.
Okay, and you know her?
Yeah, Deborah and I worked on the Goodwin brothers case last year, and we just ran into each other at the reception. I was just telling Deborah that I have been dying to go to your restaurant in Beverly Hills.
You are?
Yeah, absolutely.
Andrew's one of the leaders of gastropub cuisine here in the States.
Well, if you say so. It was a pleasure meeting you both. If you'll excuse me, I need to go change my coat. Find my son. The moment he smelled food, he disappeared. But please, stop by Browning's as my guest.
Certainly will. Thanks. Bye.
It was nice meeting you.
Thank you for the wine.
Great work.
Good evening.
You really did.
She's up to something.
Deborah Miller? Well, that's a safe bet. But it probably has nothing to do with you. She's just here to network with industry leaders, same as you.
And how did you know about Andrew Browning?
One of my clients is a huge fan for some reason. And I just scored major points getting an impossible to get reservation.
That's great, Christopher.
Hey, about the conversation.
Can't wait till tomorrow. I want to log a few more hours of networking, and then I have to get some sleep. I'm exhausted. I promise you tomorrow, I'll be rested and awake.
Of course.
Renee, I really need that information emailed to me ASAP.
I'll send it just as soon as I hang up with you.
Great. And what about the winery tour?
You're booked on the same tour as Deborah Miller and Jenkins. Leaves right after your round of golf.
I hate golf.
Johnny, it's the one activity today where Miller and Jenkins aren't attached at the hip. You need one-on-one time to seal the deal, making sure you get it.
I knew there was a reason why I left you in charge.
You didn't have a choice. I'm your number 2.
Oh, and by the way, I want to thank you for encouraging Christopher to drive up here.
So you're having fun?
No, Christopher's actually really great at dealing with the other executives.
You're using your boyfriend to network?
I am not using him. Believe me, he's getting just as much out of it.
You do know what the word fun means, don't you?
All right, look, I'll call you later. Just send that email as soon as we hang up.
You got it.
Call a birdie. Go hit some golf balls.
All right.
Well, that was fun. And you played well, considering.
Considering what?
Considering you spent most of the round pumping Thomas for information.
I know. And I got nothing.
Well, what'd you expect? That he was going to spill 10 years worth of corporate secrets to you?
Actually, yes. I do happen to be good with people.
Hey,
played a heck of a round, Johnny. But you should have told us that Chris here's a ringer.
No. Just a good round.
Yeah, I'll say. Hey, if you'll excuse me, I need to go change before my tour leaves.
We have to go change too.
Let's go.
So, Johnny, tell me, what do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Free time.
Johnny doesn't actually know what that is.
Oh, come on. We all have our own ways of relaxing.
I find work relaxing, actually.
Really?
Well, I hope you make time for this wonderful man of yours. You should consider yourself very lucky.
I think she knows how lucky she is, right?
Of course I do. Deborah, look, I wanted to get your take on...
Please, no work talk now. Let's all just go and join the wine country, okay?
Of course.
Okay, champ. You keep an eye on Grandma and Grandpa.
And the winery.
Yes, and the winery.
Do you have anything special planned for tonight's menu?
As a matter of fact, I do. Remember that recipe I tried out on you the other day?
You mean experimented on me?
Experimented? You say that like I made you eat exploding soup or something. You liked it, didn't you?
It was awesome.
Well, hopefully the resort guests will say the same. You stay out of trouble, Grandma and Grandpa will bring you over later.
Bye, Dad.
This is our California Merlot. It's one of our best sellers.
It has wonderful earth tones and a medium body.
And it's got a wonderful long finish. I think you'll like it. Hi, we have the Merlot or the Cabernet.
So, you familiar with the wine industry?
Partially. I did a study in the beverage industry a few years ago, which yielded some very interesting results.
She never really stops, does she? Never. It's part of her charm.
So, you all set for the big event?
Absolutely. Should be ready in no time.
Fantastic. I can't tell you how excited the guests are about the gala dinner and your demonstration.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Is that going to be part of your menu preview?
Maybe. It just depends on how it's received. New recipe I tried out on Luke the other night.
That boy has a sophisticated palate.
Little guy's been getting foie gras since before he could speak.
Can't be easy raising him alone.
It's not, but you do what you can.
Andrew, it's been 5 years. Maybe it's time you allowed yourself to open up. Give life a chance.
You sound like my mother. Besides, a relationship is the furthest thing from my mind right now. Between keeping up with Luke and the 3 restaurants, I barely have time to sleep.
Okay. But I had to tell you as your friend. I'll go check on the serving staff.
Sure thing.
Can you feel it?
Feel what?
Success, money, prestige, it's all around us, Johnny. These are some of the most powerful people in the industry, some of the biggest fish.
It's my job to land the biggest of the big.
Yes, it is. Now you put on your adorable smile. You go cast your bait.
All right.
I know I keep asking, did the package come?
I'll check. Oh, here it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's recently separated. Well, maybe a year or 2 ago.
I think they're not. I don't think they got it.
Oh. Hello.
Hello.
Here for the demonstration?
Yes. People actually pay to watch you cook.
Yes, and enjoy my, as Deborah would say, gastro pub cuisine.
Yeah, and what exactly is gastro pub cuisine?
I'm taking classic fare, adding a little gourmet twist, so fine diner food.
Sounds like my kind of menu.
Well, then you'll just have to drag that boyfriend of yours into my restaurant sometime.
Oh, no, any reservation you get for him will be used impressing clients, not me.
Well, then we'll have to get you one of your own.
Nice to see you again, Andrew. Good luck tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Well, thank you. And if you would excuse me, I'm going to go check on your dinner. See you guys.
Seems like a nice fellow. There's Deborah and Thomas. Let's go say hi.
You know what? Let's ask them to join us for dinner.
Everyone's raving about the food. You're a true success.
Well, the evening isn't over yet.
the demonstration. You'll do just fine.
Sorry, we're running a little late.
Hi, Dad. Miss Heidi.
Hello, Luke. Mrs. Browning, your wine was the highlight of the evening.
Oh, well, that's good news. Maybe it'll help jumpstart the business.
Hey, where's Dad?
We gave him the evening off.
Well, come on, let's go get you two fed.
I'm so glad we're seated next to each other. I've really enjoyed chatting with you.
Me too. Yeah, after reading your book and all the success you've had in your life, I was expecting you to be a bit more
Ruthless.
yes, I suppose.
Well, I've certainly created a business image with focus and strength being the key elements, but that doesn't mean I can't also enjoy my life.
Can I ask you a personal question then?
Ask away. I'm an open book, so to speak.
There's been a lot of speculation about why you never got married, and you never commented on it. Now, of course, you don't have to answer my question, but I was just wondering.
I've had some very wonderfully significant relationships in my life, but never with a man who was ultimately willing to share me with my career. And if I'm forced to choose...
Okay, you two, enough of the corporate talk. The demonstration's beginning.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We're about to begin our cooking demonstration with our celebrity chef.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I know I had the pleasure of meeting a lot of you yesterday at the reception, but in the event that I haven't, I'm Andrew Browning, and I'll be your chef for the evening.
He's so comfortable in front of an audience.
He has to be. He's in front of crowds all the time. Andrew is just the best. You know, he was offered his own television show. Very lucrative deal. Turned it down.
Why?
He said he'd rather spend time with his son.
Andrew would like you to assist him in his cooking demonstration.
Oh, no, I can't even make macaroni and cheese out of a box.
Johnny, you should go. It's good exposure.
No, it'll be a disaster.
Go ahead, you'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I always like to have a diner assist me in the preparation, so with that, a warm welcome for Miss Johnny Prentice.
Is this coming back at me for spilling wine on you?
What, big corporate exec afraid of speaking in front of a few people?
It's not working.
First, I'd like to show you how to make the dessert that you just enjoyed, my creamy caramel torte. I've got some sugar melting on the stove for the caramel, and in just a moment, Johnny, I'd like you to turn the mixer on.
Oh.
Well, it could have been worse. Yeah, he could have burned down the whole place.
You know what?
Oh, no. You are not leaving up here alone.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but please just let me go back to my seat.
Let's just start over.
Never been so embarrassed. I told you I can't cook.
Which is why we go out to eat. Look at the bright side. They will remember you.
Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was hoping just to take a moment to make a special announcement. First, I think we owe a round of applause to our master chef of the evening, Mr. Andrew Browning, for that fabulous meal he prepared. With the meeting. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fabulous show put on by Miss Johnny Prentice during the cooking demonstration. But now, business. Thomas Jenkins and I have known each other for over 20 years, but we've been two ships in the night when it comes to work. Well, I'm pleased to announce that for the very first time, we've been able to solidify a deal to work together. As of Monday morning, we will be joining forces and taking over Stafford Telecom.
Can I pour you some? Thank you. I'll pour. Okay. Sure.
Everything's upside down.
I know this is tough. It's not the only job out there. The entire industry knows you're a financial genius. So I guarantee you, this time next week, you will be flooded with offers.
I humiliated myself in a room full of corporate executives. But I'm finished. I don't even know what to say to Milton. Stafford was his baby. He took me from financial consultant to CFO. He trusted me with his company. And I lost it.
No, you didn't. Stafford was already vulnerable, and you know that. And I'm guessing that Deborah had her sights set on the company long before you and Thomas Jenkins entered the picture.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
Well, I have something that might. Johnny, I told you I had something I wanted to talk to you about.
This is your idea of talk? You're proposing to me?
Johnny, we've been seeing each other for a while now. And I think it's time we take that next logical step.
The next logical step.
Let's face it. We're at a stage in our lives where we have to start planning for our future, and I think that this is going to be great for us and our careers. We have the same goals, the same aspirations, and honestly, an engagement to me right now is the perfect political maneuver for you to make.
Christopher, marriage isn't a political maneuver, or at least it shouldn't be.
We're not teenagers anymore, Johnny. A solid marriage isn't based on passion or romance. It's about a strong foundation for a good, productive life together.
I'm sorry, but I think it should be more than that.
Come on, you're too old to want the fairy tale still.
It's not a fairy tale. Marriage isn't a business proposition. And besides, marriage isn't even in my plan right now.
I have to be honest, Johnny. This is where I'm at in my life. And if we're not going to move forward, I think I might have to look for someone who is.
Sorry, but I'm not that girl.
Thank you for your honesty. Thank you.
Bit chilly to be outside tonight?
Yes, it is.
Is that your friend who just left?
He's going home.
Well, I hope everything's okay.
I ruined your cooking demonstration, lost the company, and I got dumped all in the span of a few hours. So really, it's becoming a bang-up day.
Oh, I'm sorry. As for the demonstration, well, you did spice it up a bit.
That's an understatement.
As for being dumped, it could put a dent in one's self-esteem.
Yeah, I think dump's too strong of a word. It was more of a mutual walk away. Yeah, I always knew he wasn't.
The one.
I feel so ridiculous, like I'm some 16-year-old girl planning my rose-colored future.
Not ridiculous. It's actually nice to find someone who still believes in love. Well, I hope everything turns out the way you want.
It will. Just as soon as I pick up my self-esteem.
You strike me as a person who will bounce back rather quickly. Good night, Miss Prentice.
Good night, Mr. Brown.
So, now that we've gone public with the merger, I suppose you want to begin some reorganization.
I already had that in the works way before you crossed that final T.
Of course you did. Are you going to retain any of the Stafford group?
I really haven't considered anything. Get any ideas?
Well,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Johnny Prentice. I'm in room 1408.
Sure.
1 second.
Okay.
Anyway,
Johnny, this is my third message. Please call me back ASAP.
thank you for checking.
Oh, were you able to get any sleep?
A little. I spent a lot of time thinking about my next move. I'm curious, how did you manage to pull off the takeover? I keep running the numbers in my head, and I don't see where the weaknesses were.
There were none, actually. That's how Stafford ended up on my radar in the first place. I heard that you were courting Thomas Jenkins, so I approached him and made a better offer. Well, we wanted the deal in place before Milton found out that Stafford was out of his control.
And he knows now.
Well, I called him myself last night. Dear, you're still so young and so talented. In another few years, things like this will just roll off your back.
And how many times have you been through something like this?
More than I can count. Listen, you and I will sit together before the end of this conference and we'll discuss your plans. I'm sure I can make a few phone calls on your behalf.
Thank you. And Deborah, I have to admit, your plan was brilliant.
Thank you. I think so.
That was quite an exciting cooking demonstration you gave yesterday.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
Yeah, she could have burned down the building.
Would you excuse me for a minute?
Sure.
Feeling any better today?
No, I'm a little on edge.
Well, anything I can do?
Nothing I can think of.
Oh, come on, I like a good challenge. Unless, of course, you need to leave.
Actually, I don't have to be anywhere today. But I'm sure you do.
Not really. Plus, I'd like to see if it's possible to be within 100 yards of you and not be in mortal danger.
Yeah, no promises on the mortal danger part.
Nothing special, just a drive out to my folks' house in the country. Plus, I need to save them from my son.
Yeah, I would really enjoy a ride in the country.
All right, then. Shall we?
Okay. I think I was here yesterday on the tour.
Oh, you must have tried some of the wine.
That was great. Your parents live here?
They own it. You must have seen them here yesterday.
And with wine that good, they must be doing very well for themselves.
You'd think so, but no, it certainly has its other advantages.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, champ. Luke, this is my friend Johnny. Johnny, this is my son Luke.
Hi. Why do you have a boy's name?
When you work for all men, it comes in handy sometimes.
Did you destroy Dad's demonstration kitchen last night?
Yes, that was me.
See, Dad, if I was your assistant, everything would have been fine.
He's probably right.
Where are your grandparents, champ?
They're in the aging room. Come on.
Shall we?
Okay.
446, 325.
Grandpa, guess what? Dad's here, and he brought a girl with him.
Girl with him.
Hello, honey. I didn't think you were coming today. I thought you had to work.
No. Mom, Dad, this is my friend Johnny Prentice. Johnny, these are my parents.
Hi.
Paul and Sophia Browning.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Welcome to our little winery.
I've never met anyone who's owned a winery before.
Well, we own it for the time being.
Dad.
We'd love to have you stay for dinner. Can you?
Oh, no, I have a seminar at 5 p.m. on new technology.
That sounds boring. You should stay here with us.
Our grandson is very bright for his age and quite outspoken.
Please stay.
You know what? A home-cooked meal sounds perfect.
Great.
Can I try the grape crusher?
Sure, Luke's going to be a master winemaker someday.
Follow me.
Well, I would run if I were you, or you'll never catch him.
Will you...
I'll catch up with you.
Okay. Hold on, Luke.
Mom, Dad, stop.
I didn't say a word.
I didn't say anything.
You two do silent louder than anybody I know.
So I had a very pleasant and professional conversation with Mr. Henfield.
Oh, yeah? You know, I've always said Milton is a very classy guy.
He's not a stupid man. He sees the value of what we're trying to do here.
So is he going to retire?
He says he wants to spend more time with his family. And with that golden parachute, he and his family are going to have quite a nice time.
Yeah, I'll say.
I'm happy for him.
Whoa. Careful, Cruella. You're going to lose your edge?
Nonsense. You know me. I always find a win-win. Speaking of which, Milton is emphatically in favor of the other matter we've been discussing.
Good. How about you?
I haven't decided yet.
Well, here is to bigger and better.
Indeed.
Sophia, this pasta is amazing. I can see where Andrew got his cooking chops.
Well, thank you. I'd love to take credit for his talent, but honestly, he taught me. I think he became a chef because I was such a terrible cook.
Oh, come on, Mom. Your cooking's not that bad.
Oh, well, thank you, son, but you know I could barely boil water.
Remember the year Mother served us a raw turkey for Thanksgiving?
Great, Paul. Thank you for bringing that
We
up.
spent the next 3 days in bed with food poisoning.
Okay, but you and Dad did teach me everything I know about wine.
I had an older sister, and she learned to cook, but my father was determined that I would become the winemaker.
Well, I haven't enjoyed a glass of wine more.
That's our reserve Merlot. Andrew always pairs it with this dish.
I can taste why. I don't normally eat cobbler, but that was delicious.
Dad taught Grandma to make it.
It's the only thing she knows how to make.
Sometimes she makes 3 times a day.
All right, Chip, go help Grandma with the dishes.
Roger that. So, I'll see you later, Johnny?
Sure, Luke.
Sorry about my family. They could be a little overzealous.
No, it's sweet.
Yeah, Luke and I don't get to spend enough time up here. It's the reason I took the guest chef spot at the resort. Luke gets an extra week with his grandparents, and I get to check in on him.
Andrew, can I ask you a question?
Fire away.
What did your father mean when he said they own the winery for the time being? Are they selling?
Yeah, they don't want to, but the vineyard's been losing money for the last few years. They can't seem to stop the bleeding, and they might have to get out while they can. One of the big wine conglomerates, factories, Dad calls them, has offered to buy the land.
Well, what about the family label?
Well, I suppose, like any small family-run businesses of today, it'll just disappear. Come here, I want to show you something.
Beautiful out here.
You should see it in season when the vines aren't dormant, covered with leaves and grapes. A lot of fond memories as a child growing up here. You don't seem all that comfortable around children.
I haven't spent a lot of time around children. It's a communication thing.
You just use smaller words and try to be gentler and more understanding of their feelings.
I've spent the past 10 years training all the gentleness and understanding out of me. Not great traits to have in the business world.
Oh, well, at least you recognize it. Most people grow up unhappy, not knowing what they want in the first place.
Well, I've never really had a problem with that. I've always been very clear about what I want in my life.
There'll be other jobs.
I know. So, how long has your family owned the winery?
Yeah, my mom's grandfather founded it in 1925. My dad had a vineyard. Well, he merged it with Mom when they married. I wish there was more I could do. They don't willingly accept help from me.
Your parents have principles. It's a good thing.
I should check on Luke.
Right. Thank you again for a wonderful day. It was very thoughtful of you.
Well, we all enjoyed it. I just hope we could do it again before you leave.
It's okay. I know it's none of my business, but early in my career, I was a management consultant, and I helped out a lot of small businesses. Would you and your parents mind if I took a look at the winery's financials? It wouldn't cost you anything.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be incredibly nice. They would really appreciate that.
Sure.
But don't you need to be getting back to Los Angeles?
It should, but I'm not ready to face my boss just yet. Or the inevitable next step. I think a few extra days in wine country could be just what I need.
Yeah, well, the last 24 hours have been a bit hectic.
Yes. But the last 8 hours have actually been quite enjoyable.
Listen, about my parents, I know you want to help, but it seems like you got a lot on your plate right now.
Oh, no, it's perfect. It gives me something else to focus on, something worthwhile.
Well, all right then. I'll pick you up tomorrow.
Great.
Just tell us what you need and we'll make sure you have it.
Thank you so much for offering to look into things. It means so much.
Hi, Johnny.
Hello, Luke.
You can ask me any question and I'll answer it. I'm an expert.
All right, well, what I'm gonna need from you, and this is no easy proposition, is how the winery works. Every process, every expense.
Well, we should get started then. Right, Mr. Expert?
Roger that, Captain Grandpa. Come on, Johnny. We'll start in the vineyards.
This time of year, the vines are pruned, so they'll grow back stronger in the spring.
The local soil is very important in relation to the varieties of wine we can produce.
This is decomposed granite soil, which is best for making Syrah.
But we can grow all kinds of Bordeaux grapes because of the wind of the Pacific Ocean.
And how do you know that?
Because I have to take over the winery someday and I have to know everything.
Well, here they are. All the records for the last 2 years.
Great. And are these all still active accounts?
Yes, I believe so. They are all active accounts.
Hey, Dad. Grandpa wants to show Johnny the fermentation room.
We'll be right there, son.
Come on, Johnny.
I'll put these in the house.
Come on, Johnny.
All right.
Grandpa's waiting.
Okay. Don't want to keep him waiting.
These are the fermentation tanks.
This stage of the process creates heat. We cool the wine by setting a proper temperature in these tanks.
The alcohol is created naturally by the addition of action yeast.
When it's ready, the wine is transferred into oak barrels and moved to the aging room. This way.
Wine is best aged at a temperature of between 55 and 58 degrees.
Extreme heat and cold is very detrimental to the wine during aging. We use oak barrels for control of the oxidation.
Excessive oxidation causes the wine to turn bitter.
And you know this because...
Everyone knows that. Come on.
Wow, that smells amazing.
What are you looking for?
My pen, I just had it. You found it. Thank you.
Try this.
It's delicious. A little spicy, but delicious.
It's not that spicy.
It's spicy. Since it's your job, do you ever get tired of cooking?
It's never really felt like a job. I enjoy doing it. Makes people happy. What more can I ask for?
That's funny.
What's funny?
Your mom and dad said the exact same thing about the winery.
Well, that's because they enjoy their lives very much.
Okay, no problem. Ah, so you're still alive.
I'm sorry I didn't call you earlier. I just didn't know what to say.
Well, anything would have been appreciated. Do you have any idea the kind of pandemonium that's been going on around here? Milton's been trying to reach you.
I don't even want to think about it. Look, I actually called for a favor.
Of course you did. What do you need?
Do you remember the old files from the consulting firm?
Yes.
Do you happen to know where they are?
I'm pretty sure they're on my hard drive.
Great. Do you think you could send me the beverage industry study we did?
And let me guess, you need them in 5 minutes.
Oh, no, you can take your time. 10 minutes is fine. And I'll be back in a few days to figure out a game plan for our future.
Just where are you right now?
I'm still at the California Oak Winery.
With Christopher?
No. It's a long story. I'll tell you all about it when I get back.
Yeah, you most certainly will. First, we couldn't get you to go to the vineyard. Now we can't get you to come home. Sounds like some story.
In a few days, Renee.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Well, I think the little guy finally went to sleep.
You're really good with them, you know that?
I try. But I worry what he's missing with the single parent.
But you're one parent who loves them very much. That counts for a lot.
I hope so. So, what's next for you now that your firm's being taken over?
I don't know, really. I mean, the transfer of power is going to take a couple weeks, and then I suppose I should start looking for another job.
Why don't you take some time off?
Gotta strike when the iron's hot. I've spent 10 years getting to where I am. I can't let my career be derailed by something like this.
You know, my mother likes to say, you can make all the plans you want, but God has made his and doesn't feel the need to check in with you.
And do you think that?
When I married Meredith, I made all these plans for us to spend the rest of our lives together. And with Luke. And then one day she's diagnosed with cancer. And all those plans meant nothing.
I'm so sorry.
One day, I could see my whole life stretched out in front of me. And the next, I couldn't see 2 feet in front of my face.
What'd you do?
Put one foot in front of the other. Took care of Luke. Meredith? Trying to have faith.
How do you hold on to faith in the midst of something like that?
What else do you have? See you in the morning.
Thank you. Your parents still do their accounting the old-fashioned way.
Dad thinks computers are the demise of all mankind. Winemaking hasn't changed that much, so why should the accounting?
Well, I never really gave much thought to the technicalities of winemaking. I always just popped a cork and drank.
And now you know more than you wanted to, thanks to the little guy.
Oh, Luke is a wonderful child.
Yeah, he's grown quite fond of you.
I'm still so awkward around him.
Well, you're getting better.
Am I? No.
So, what do your future plans look like?
I don't know. For the first time in my life, I simply do not know.
Hey, Dad! Can you come here a minute? Grandpa and I need you!
Well, I better go check on that wonderful child.
Dad, will you hurry up?
Can I get you anything?
No, I'm fine.
Whatever it is, you can ask me.
I don't know. It's probably none of my business, but I was just wondering when Andrew's wife died.
5 years ago. He hardly had time to adjust to the news. It happened so suddenly. Meredith started feeling ill. They diagnosed her with leukemia, and it was only a few months later that we lost her. The saddest part was that Luke was so little, he barely remembers her.
Poor little guy.
Andrew threw himself into his work, part passion, part escape.
I can understand that.
I can see that you two understand a lot about each other. I mean, I don't know what your situation is.
Andrew and I we're becoming friends.
Sometimes the most obvious things in life are the most difficult to talk about. Just don't let opportunities pass you by without a second thought. You're much too young to have regrets. If you need anything, I'm in the house.
All right, thanks. So how do you know when the grapes are ready? By color?
Common misconception. My father likes to say the important factors for making great wine have to do with sugar levels, acidity of the grapes, berry flavor, and most importantly, tannin levels.
It's all very technical stuff.
Yes and no. And what it all comes down to really is how it tastes.
It's just like everything else in life, it's all about personal taste.
You know, I need to head back to the resort, tie up a few loose ends. If you'd like, I could take you.
Now, I'm almost finished with my analysis. I want to give your parents some thoughts. I'm sure your dad can take me back.
So, is there hope?
I have a few ideas. Nothing spectacular, I admit. And your parents are already very economical. But there is always hope.
There is, isn't there?
How about you meet me at the bar at 7?
I'll see you there.
All right.
And thank you.
You're welcome.
So, can we save it?
Well, let me show you what I found.
Doesn't sound very reassuring.
It absolutely can be saved. And some updating systems will be a part of it, but most importantly, I think we need to take the heart of this winery, its heritage, and make that the centerpiece of a new marketing, pricing, and distribution campaign. Now, what you have here is something to be savored, but the key is your distribution.
Well, we have tried to pair with some more established vineyards before, but we just didn't find very much interest.
Well, I can work with you on finding a major distributor.
How? You don't live up here.
Well, I could spend some time up here, oversee the changes. That is, once you see the specifics, if you want me to.
Oh, I feel certain that we're going to want you to.
Good.
Johnny, I've been looking for you all day.
Oh, I'm sorry. I completely forgot you wanted to talk.
Well, I know you have a lot on your mind. Listen, why don't we go inside and have a drink?
Well, I'm supposed to be meeting someone in a little while, but sure, I could spare a few minutes.
You look like you've made peace with things.
I'm working on it.
I spent the last 24 hours evaluating the holdings and assets of Stafford and your plans to expand the company.
I'm proud of my work.
You should be. Those numbers were financial gold. I truly believe it would have worked.
Thank you, but it's a moot point, don't you think?
Maybe not.
What do you mean?
I had every intention of dismantling Stafford upper management until I saw your plans. You are a singularly focused young woman. That's why I want to hire you.
You want to hire me?
Yes, a senior financial position, but you'd be playing in a much bigger sandbox, a lot more responsibility and power than you had at Stafford, and you'd be reporting directly to me. Of course, you'd have to move to our headquarters in San Francisco.
You're serious? You want to hire me?
I think Thomas put it this way. When he saw you, he thought that he saw a reflection of me.
That's amazing. I mean, I have to talk to Milton first. I don't want him to think that...
I've already spoken to Milton. Who do you think gave you your strongest recommendation? Look, I'm sorry. I've got to go. I've got to fly to Tokyo for some meetings. Are you in?
Of course.
Good. I'll be back Thursday. We'll work on getting you settled. I jotted down your offer. Take a look at it. Everything's negotiable.
Thank you.
I look forward to working with you, Johnny.
Me too. Bye.
Hey, there you are. I was looking all over for you. Hello? Anybody home?
Hi.
I just got off the phone with my mom. She is so excited about your ideas. I haven't heard her this happy in so long. And you're gonna be staying here for a few months?
I can't.
You can't what?
Deborah Miller offered me a job. It's a very lucrative deal.
Oh. Well, that's great. It's what you wanted, right?
Yeah, that's everything I've always wanted.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Your parents.
They'll understand. So, Where's the new job?
San Francisco. But yeah, I can still consult with your parents. I mean, it would have to be long distance. But...
Yeah, of course.
The reason why I asked you to meet me here tonight away from your family.
You don't need to say it.
I don't.
Johnny, whatever this is, we didn't expect it. And obviously, neither of us have space for, well...
Maybe it's better we don't name it.
Probably.
It's so bizarre. I've only known you for 4 days, and yet...
Yeah, it seems like so much more.
It's nice to know I can feel this way about someone, I suppose. I mean, scary.
Terrifying.
But nice. But it's not like we're never gonna see each other again. Yeah, I'm gonna help your parents as much as possible.
Luke's gonna miss you. We'll be heading to LA in a few days. He's gotta get back to school.
I'm gonna miss him too.
Good luck with your new job.
Welcome back. You look interesting. How much wine have you had in the last week?
I'm not hungover, I just haven't been able to sleep.
Well, that explains the lack of sparkle in your eyes. I just thought it was a bad makeup job.
You're sensitive.
I try. So, what's this big news you said you couldn't tell me about over the phone?
You don't waste time.
Well, I learned from the master. It's Bill.
I've been offered a senior financial position with Deborah Miller's company.
The jerk whose firm is taking us over?
And I have permission to take you with me.
When I say jerk, I do mean that in the most affectionate sense of the word, of course.
Of course. But you have to move to San Francisco.
I can be packed in 3 minutes. What's with the long face? You didn't have to sell yourself to 7 years of indentured servitude to this woman, did you?
No, this is a great opportunity for the both of us.
But I know this isn't about you and Christopher. I could barely get you to go out to dinner with him more than once a week.
No, there's no me and Christopher.
There's a guy in wine country. Like a knight in shining armor, you're attracted to, butterflies in your stomach, don't even want dessert kind of guy.
I'm gonna talk to Milton.
Seriously? I want details.
There's plenty of time for that. You look happy. I thought for sure you'd be batting down the hatches by now.
You know, surprisingly enough, I've never been happier in my life. Have a seat. So, you took the job, right?
Yes. Thank you for your recommendation.
You're very welcome. You don't look terribly excited about it.
No, it's a great opportunity. I'd be a fool not to take it.
Probably.
Yeah, I have to ask, why are you so happy?
Oh, well, I was panicked at first, but then I went home and I had a conversation with my wife, and I realized this is the chance I've been waiting for. 22 years. I'd almost forgotten there's a real world out there.
Right.
So, now, if you will excuse me, I have got a tea time to make. I'm taking up golf. You know, I've got nothing to do with the rest of my life except live. Best of luck on your new job.
Thank you.
been a few weeks.
I almost have everything in order.
Just don't take too long. I've got big plans for you. Good thing you have no personal life, because you're not going to have time for that here.
You don't waste any time, do you?
Well, there's precious little time in life, Johnny. We got to make the most of it. If I could work more than 100 hours a week, I'd do it.
What about the rest of your life?
This company is my life. Now it's your life, too. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Where's your bag, Chan? What's up? You feeling all right?
I'm fine. I just thought Johnny might be here.
Johnny.
She said she'd come back to help Grandma and Grandpa.
Maybe she just got tied up with work, sweetheart.
Well, you always say when we care about people, we have to make time.
That's right. See, we can't force people to love us. Grab your bag. Let's go have some fun.
Okay.
Look, I told you everything.
So are we ever gonna talk about the guy?
There is no guy.
I have known you for far too long to buy the lie you're trying to sell yourself right now.
Some things just aren't meant to be.
Yeah. Sometimes we walk away from things because we're just too chicken to face them.
It wasn't just me, Renee. He wasn't ready either.
Look at you, Johnny Prentice. You can take down mighty corporations, but you can't deal with your feelings for a man. Disappointed in you.
It's done. I made my decision.
Did you? Have a good weekend.
You too.
Daddy,
Hey, Chan. I thought you were sleeping.
I can't sleep.
Something you want to talk about?
Johnny. She was very nice.
Yeah, she was.
When is she coming back?
I don't know if she's ever coming back. Come on, let me tuck you in.
Dad, can I just stay here and snuggle with you a little bit?
Absolutely. Did I ever tell you about the time that grizzly bear chased me up the tree?
About 1,000 times.
You want to hear it again?
No, not really.
Hello, Johnny?
Milton was here earlier.
Yeah, I saw him. Nice man. Seems to be enjoying his mundane life for the past couple of days, but then to each his own.
They say that's what makes horse racing.
Your travel itinerary.
I'm going somewhere?
Yes, our Tokyo office is falling apart at the seams. You're booked for a flight tomorrow. You should be there for about 5 days to put it back in order. Then there are tickets for London after that.
England.
Yes, there is a meeting of office managers. You're going to be there as my eyes and my ears. You can take notes, use a recorder if you'd like, but I expect a detailed report. Then you should be heading back to the States in enough time to make the conference on sales and distribution in DC next month.
No.
No. What does that mean?
It means no. I'm not going. I quit.
Or you can't quit. People like us are not quitters. In a couple of years, you'll be just like me.
No offense. That's what I'm afraid of. Excuse me?
I'm sorry we're not open yet.
It's okay, I can wait.
Johnny! You should have told us you were
Oh, I
coming.
didn't even know myself. I just started driving and ended up here.
Isn't it funny how that happens sometimes?
I don't know if funny is the word I'd use.
I had a feeling you'd find your way back here.
You did?
Call it a mother's intuition.
I just hope I'm not too late.
You know, in life, you may think you know the outcome, but really, it's all just one big surprise.
I don't like surprises. I don't even know how he feels about me. I may have just made the biggest mistake of my life.
Your job?
I quit. I was at Stafford for 10 years and I barely saw the time pass me by. I didn't want to look up and realized I'd lost another 10 years.
Well, what do you plan to do now?
Well, actually, I have a plan to save your winery.
I thought you said it would take some time to find a distributor.
Well, normally it would. But I was staying at a high-end hotel and corporate resort when I first moved to the Bay Area. They have a small chain of select hotels worldwide. I spoke to the manager who put me in touch with one of the owners, and he was very receptive to my idea of carrying your wine exclusively.
Really?
Yes. So as of next year, they will be using and selling California oak wines in all of their resorts here and abroad.
Oh! We have to go tell the guys.
How is Andrew?
Well, why don't you come ask him yourself?
He's here?
He and Luke drove up for the weekend. Seems things are a little lonely in LA.
I don't think he's gonna see me.
Oh, only one way to find that out.
How about the bacon, mac, and cheese tonight?
Lobster mac.
What, do you think lobsters grow on trees?
Dad, I think you can afford a lobster too.
I have a feeling we'll be able to afford more than that pretty soon.
You came back. Dad, Johnny's back.
Yeah, I see that, champ.
Luke, why don't you and I go find Grandpa and tell him that Johnny's here for a visit?
All right. I'll see you later, Johnny.
You bet you will.
You know, for some reason that escapes me, Luke has become very close to you. I don't want to see him hurt.
Our family is very protective of each other.
Why are you here?
The night of the demonstration, Deborah told me that you turned down the opportunity to have your own television show.
That's true.
Because you wanted to spend more time with Luke.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
I never felt that. There's something I need to know.
What's that?
Did you miss me?
Luke missed you very much.
I'm in love with you, Andrew Browning. And I really missed you. A lot.
Really?
Really. I guess I just need to know how you feel. All right.
Johnny. Does that answer your question?
All the ruckus about.
Dad, does this mean you're getting married?
Luke.
Well, that's a good question, son. Well, does it?
Are you asking?
Yes, I am.
Absolutely. Positively.
So, does that mean yes?
That's a Roger 10-4, Captain.
All right.